Hey, welcome to Screen Peek, your weekly gaming podcast. And today, my co host and I were coming at you with the news for the week of July 27, 2026. A lot of big news happening in the gaming industry this week. Electronic Arts has been approved for a $55 billion acquisition. We talk about the outrageous salary that the CEO makes. And we also talk about the future of the games industry as it pertains to Sony, PlayStation, and Xbox. Asha Sharma sending a memo today highlighting the strategy for Xbox's future. And Sony is finally publicly doubling down on its all digital future. And then got some other quick news bites for you. So stick around for that. All right, before we jump into the news, some introductions are in order. With me is my co host. He's got a new game that he's addicted to, and he's been nonstop talking about it. But his main gripe with the game, he just keeps dying to all these stealthy rogues and Misfall Hunter and crashing out about it. It's my co host, Nick. What's going
Hey,
on, man?
listen. First of all, yes, it is my new addiction. It is a very good game. I've only died like a handful of times, and they're all from rogues.
All the rogues.
It's these
Dude,
rogues.
like who's picking this class?
You want to really know who are the kind of people that are picking the rogue class?
Oh,
Rats.
rats.
In extraction shooter games, we call those people rats. No, I'm kidding. Listen, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I'll probably pick it up sometime. Honestly, I'm playing one of the more broken classes, apparently, the Wither class, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, we've been having fun with Misfall Hunter. I think we've been playing it for the last 2 days, trying to play quite a bit of it this weekend. Hopefully, maybe on stream. So we'll let you guys know if that happens. But a lot of fun with Misfall Hunter. Have you been playing anything else?
No, I honestly haven't had too much time. I mean, from between work and just life in general, like it's been tough finding time. But I am addicted to Misfall Hunter, and most of all of my time is going to that. What about yourself?
At my big announcement, I finally reached Infinite Rank in Marvel Snap after playing this game for how long has it been out? 3 years now.
Wait, that was your
To be fair,
first time?
I told you, dude, that was my first time ever reaching Infinite Rank. Now, to be fair to myself, I put the game down like a year and a half ago, so it's not like I've played every season. But yeah, for the first like year and a half of that game, I never reached Infinite Rank until this week. So little gaming pride moment for me. So
Uh,
that's a good week.
I'm proud of you, buddy, because I know you've been crashing out pretty much every single end of the
Yeah,
month since we've
it's
started playing
to
again.
Marvel Snap. I mean, I crash out on most video games, but Marvel Snap is. I find myself in a particular realm of hell sometimes with Snap and the random RNG that I get. And then my last piece of news. I've been any Pokemon fans out there. I finally ripped open my second SIR of the new set Pitch Black today, so we're starting this weekend off hot. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good. But with that, let's go talk about some news. Crazy week of gaming news, lots going on. And I think we'll start off with one of the big ones, which is Electronic Arts essentially passing, I'll call all the legal obstacles essentially for it becoming a privatized company, right? So the Saudi Arabia, it's actually kind of like a joint partnership. So the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, or PIF, as well as Silver Lake Capital and Affinity Partners, which is like Jared Kushner's, hedge fund or private equity fund, whatever, announces plan to buy EA for $55 billion. I think this is, yeah, it definitely has to be probably the second largest gaming acquisition ever outside of the Activision Blizzard deal in 2021. $55 billion for Electronic Arts. It will no longer be a public company. It's becoming privatized. How do you feel about this one, Nick? I know I have mixed feelings. Honestly, like my first reaction is like typically I would enjoy a gaming company becoming more private. I think gaming companies is like one of those few companies like having public shareholders. I think definitely diminishes a gaming brand and makes you less creative. Obviously, because you have to help the bottom line of your shareholders. So normally I would celebrate a gaming company becoming private, but I don't know if I'm having that feeling for this one.
Yeah, I'm honestly not too excited for this acquisition. You know, it is. I mean, 55 billion buckaroos is a lot of money, and hopefully they don't the suits, right? Like they don't put their hands in
Bean
the cookie
counters.
jar, the bean counters, right? Put their hands in the cookie jar and shake things up too much, right? I think if they let the devs do their thing, you know, maybe they'll make some good games. But I don't know, man. Maybe they'll surprise us and they'll reinvigorate some old IPs that have been lost to time, right? So
Yeah, I mean that could be the only hope. And like I won't get political. I don't love some of the people behind this, you know, this partnership and so forth. But to your point, um, I think hopefully a reinvigoration of the brand, right? And but I think some of the fears that people have is like EA is like privately funding a lot of, you know, the money and uh, you know, there's a lot of talk on, you know, whether like from a funding perspective if there's going to be more ads in their video games, etc. I know like something with like soccer, like Saudi Arabia has like started their own like soccer leagues and so forth and has been putting a lot. So FC being under EA, there's a lot of people having concerns with the FC soccer game going forward. So who's to say what this will mean? But it is just kind of one of those things where it's like there's a lot of money being put into the gaming industry, but at the same time, it also feels like it's crashing all around us. So very interesting times that we're living in, and you know I think the $55 billion number is interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Last year, Battlefield 6 was the highest selling game
yeah,
of the year.
yeah,
It sold 7 million copies in its first like 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's gone on to sell 20 million copies. It's made over $1.4 billion in revenue,
insane. Yeah,
$350 million in profits. And as a consequence of that, not not only did EA have layoffs this year, despite having the highest selling game of last year, I forget exactly how many jobs EA cut, but they turned around and also paid their CEO Andrew Wilson a fat 38 point something million for fiscal year 2025, which is about an increase of $8 million from the year prior. And you and I both saw that number. How'd you react when you saw that number?
I mean, you know, it's an insane amount of money, and quite honestly, there are actually quite a few CEOs that are actually paid a lot less than you and we thought should be paid more.
Yeah.
Well, relative to other CEOs, but
Yeah,
um,
I took a quick look and I just kind of Googled. I found this website called Equilar.com, and they just have a list of the highest paid United States CEOs. And again, so on a number of 38 million, based on how I put him on the list, he would be the 53rd highest paid U.S. based CEO. Which, all right, 53rd, it's not that high, but like when you look at some of the people who are beneath him, he makes more than let me see. He makes more than the CEO of IBM. He makes more than the CEO of BlackRock, more than the CEO of Morgan Stanley, of Intuit, Fair Isaac Corporation, more than Paymentus, more than Uber, more than Mastercard. The list goes on and on. Motorola, Verizon are just underneath him. So Electronic Arts, your purveyors of Mass Effect, Madden,
Sims, like, hey, if you're the
Sims.
peddler of Sims, like you I guess you deserve what is it, $38 million, man. I think
I
that's
guess,
just what it
man.
is.
So yeah, it was just kind of a shocking number. Obviously, like it's this late stage capitalism, but at the same time, like $8 million more last year, but you're still cutting jobs. Like, how many jobs could you have saved with $8 million, right? And it's just, it's unfortunate that's the way the world is working sometimes, but it's just an eye-watering amount of money to be paying CEOs. With like, and granted, I enjoyed Battlefield 6. I'm still playing Battlefield 6. I put it down for a while. I just picked it up this past week. Actually, I played a little bit of the new fourth season with the naval combat. I mean, it's a solid game. It's a very good game. It still doesn't reach the highs that to me, my favorite Battlefield was Bad Company 2. I know for a lot of people it was either Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. Like, I mean, it's a very competent game, but like, I don't know. Outside of Battlefield 6, I can't even name the last banger video game that EA has truly had in the last like 10 years. Sorry, Star Wars. Like, but outside of the two Star Wars games and Battlefield 6, like everything has just kind of been a flop to me. And I say that as I'm not the biggest sports video game fan. I play them, but it's not like I'm a ritual buyer. But
I mean, even then, like I'm a yearly Madden buyer, and like I only buy it because I enjoy football, but they really don't change much year to year, and
yeah,
I mean, a lot of their money comes from the like the what is it, the gotcha boxes, right? Like from Madden and FC,
dude, and honestly, like, it's half the reason I stay away from these sports games. Like, just like the absolute crime that is like these
It's terrible.
open packs and like, no, like, miss me with all that. And also, where the hell is Fight Night? Can we bring back Fight Night? Like, I want a damn good boxing game.
Or
Like,
or bring UFC to the PC. I want to play UFC on the PC. I
is
don't want to
UFC not on PC?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, that's a miss.
It is a
I
miss.
mean, granted, I haven't played UFC since like UFC 3. Maybe I played a little bit of 4. Haven't even touched 6 or whatever number they're on right now, but UFC is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Every time I play with my friends, we always have this agreement of like no grapples, no submissions, just punching and kicking. Make it kind of like a boxing game.
Box each other out.
It's a grand old time. But yeah, we'll see what this all means for Electronic Arts and the industry as a whole, with this company going private. But it remains to be seen. Don't know exactly how I feel about it, but it is what it is. Switching to our next topic, PlayStation and Xbox both in the news for various different reasons this week. One of which was today, July 31st, was Sony's fiscal call. We knew this was coming, but the reason we bring it up is it was the first public acknowledgement since having announced a couple weeks back that starting in January 1st of 2028, that all PlayStation Game Studios games will be digital only, and they would stop the manufacturing of physical discs. Sony's CFO, brought that decision into the press briefing for today's financial call, and really just said, like, yes, we've heard the backlash, we've and so forth, but we are essentially cautiously moving forward with this decision, and we've come to this decision essentially because digitalization is happening everywhere. So it's very much a very corporate PR speak, which I didn't expect anything more, anything less than that. But just kind of just saying, yeah, we heard you. We're
I wouldn't even forward. I wouldn't even say it's like a PR thing, right? They're just doubling down at this point. I mean, they're not reversing their 2028 plan, and if it was PR speak, I feel like they would try to placate the crowds, but they're not. Well, I mean, on one hand, I kind of respect it. It's like ripping the Band-Aid up, but on the other hand, as a consumer and someone who does enjoy some of the Sony games, and now they're gonna be exclusive, it just sucks as a gamer.
Yeah, I mean, the and Lin Tao even said it, I forget her exact words, but she said something. She's like, we said this a year and a half in advance, as in like we're giving you ample time. We told you up front, and deal with it essentially.
But that's the thing. It's like ample time for what, man? Like ample time to play games that have never been made,
or boycott us, or I don't know.
Insanity.
It's absolute insanity. I mean, like, again, we've talked about it before, and again, it all remains to be seen. But this is going to have so many secondary effects. Secondary market is going to go through the roof. I don't think GameStop exists in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, I mean, everything we
GameStop
come
nowadays
to know
is more of like a pop culture, like trading cards, Funko Pop shop. Anyways, it's like,
I mean, they're just trying to sell themselves off to whomever. Like their CEO Ryan Cohen is just like pleading with eBay to buy them.
It's on the website, man. It's on the website.
It's on the website. How are you gonna come up with an extra whatever $10 billion? It's stocks. Like, what are we talking about? So I mean, look, as much as I'll miss GameStop, it's not what it used to be, and it's a shell of a corporation anyway. But that's not the point. I mean, again, as evil as GameStop itself could be, like the end of physical media for games. I mean, I was telling you, like I went to our local Target. They completely removed the Xbox section. The only thing that they're selling is Xbox controllers, and they downsized PlayStation and Nintendo. Now Nintendo, I think, arguably is still, and even I've been to like 3 Targets and all the same thing. Xbox is basically all gone outside of controllers. Nintendo has a decent showing with like physical copies, and then PlayStation has a little rack as well. Like, I feel like it's been such a, and we like Walmart, Target, all the big box stores have been doing this for years now, slowly downsizing their games department. But like within this past month of July 2026, I feel like it went from 0 to 100 real quick, and like Xbox is now just completely removed, for example. Which,
yeah. I mean, and I know it hurts for you, man, just seeing in such a sad state.
I pulled my Pokemon card today. It's a happy day. It will not be. Don't steal my joy. I mean, we'll make a separate video on like the state of like what this all means for like a potential PlayStation 6, Project Helix, even the future of PC gaming as component costs increase. So look out for a separate video on that. But it just, we didn't expect anything less of Sony, but this was the first public announcement of like, yeah, deal with it. So again, we vote with our wallets, people, whether you stick with PlayStation, switch to Xbox, go to Nintendo, invest in a gaming PC, and probably now is the time to invest, because that's only going to go up with the cost of RAM and our AI futures upon us. So make your own decisions, but it's interesting times that we live in. The other big news, this is coming out of reporting from Tom Warren at The Verge. Asha Sharma put out a memo today to Xbox, essentially kind of like laying out the core competencies, or they call them priorities, for Xbox. And they're essentially calling it the 4 C's, right? So I'll just read them verbatim. So Asha says the 4 priorities are the following: core, which means strengthen our platform led by console; content, grow great games into global franchises; creation, make Minecraft the world's creator platform; and connection, extend the worlds that fans love. So obviously some of this is like corporate jargon, corpo speak, with values, priorities, pillars, whatever you want to call it. If you work in white collar America, you know how these like vision statements tend to go. But I do find interest in it that it, as much as I read into it, Asha is essentially saying we're doubling down on our franchises and our intellectual property, which for me as an Xbox fan is something that the community has been clamoring for years. Like they, I know everybody always says it's Fable, Gears, Forza, right, and Halo are just the four until. But now with the acquisitions, Xbox has so much intellectual property under their belt that they own. They really just want to continue to invest in these big intellectual property and franchises, like we talked about last week with, all of those Fallout announcements, etc. But what I thought was most interesting here was two things. I'll have you react to both. Is one, creation, make Minecraft the world's creator platform, which obviously Minecraft is one of the biggest franchises that Xbox owns, and I think they're trying to go after that Roblox and Fortnite money, and it'll be interesting to see how they expand the world of Minecraft. Obviously they're going into movies, there's a sequel coming out, they've had some other side games as well, but it'll be interesting what they do with Minecraft and how they try to kind of maybe take some of the pie that Fortnite and Roblox has been enjoying. And then lastly, connection, extend the worlds that fans love, you know, which we take to mean is like extension to other media, right? Movies, TV shows such as the Halo show, the Fallout show. They haven't really done much in movies, so we could. There's a Call of Duty movie coming out in 2028, so we know they're dipping in their toes. But it sounds like part of the plan is to perhaps increase that, right? So put Xbox's franchises everywhere. So, what's your reaction to this memo? What stuck out to you?
Yeah. I mean, as far as creation, making Minecraft the world's creator platform, I feel like they've said that before. I'll be honest with you. Maybe not word for word, but back when they first acquired Minecraft, I remember I was in like college.
2014.
I was in like university, and when this happened, they were saying that Minecraft will be in schools because of their tools, right? Like there's so many things you can do in Minecraft. Like I don't believe you played too much Minecraft, right? I absolutely loved Minecraft. Still do love Minecraft. I don't play it nowadays, but I played it back when it was like pre like alpha, whatever, when it was like a couple dollars for like 2 copies. And it's grown so much over time. And one, yeah, people can use it as a type of like a learning tool for different things like programming, etc. But I think in terms of it being a world's creator platform, it's already done that. They have multiple giant popular servers like Hypixel, where you join these servers and there are like so many things you can do. I remember back in my day when I was playing, and I might be dating myself here, but you would join a server like this and there would be like little mini games, like back when Hunger Games was super popular. You can do like a Hunger Games thing, and it was a huge thing. And I remember these creators, these server owners were making bank, and I know they still do make bank. Maybe they streamline that process a little bit more, and just like you said, like Fortnite or Roblox, where the UI looks a little bit better, it's more streamlined, it might gain even more traction. But I think they're already doing that. So I don't know. I don't know how much it's going to move the needle for Microsoft, but I mean it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want, like, from the game side of things, I wonder, like, yeah, how much can they really do in terms of updates to grow this platform? Like Roblox is essentially, and Fortnite kind of already does what they're, like just copying those games. I don't think will be enough to convert avid Fortnite or Roblox creators to come over. So it'll be interesting what they do from a creative sense in terms of tooling and game modes, or just updates to the UI and such to grow that piece. But I also I see a world where, again, to go to their other point, connection, extend the worlds that fans love. Like, yeah, we have the Minecraft movie. I never saw it. Never had an interest in it. But, is it going to just be one of those things? Just like Minecraft TV show, more Minecraft toys, I feel like it's already kind of everywhere, and I don't know if it's. I would say it's almost stagnating, but
I mean,
we'll see.
A part of me, when I think connection, extending the world that fans love, I think yes, that's one path they can take. Another path that I can kind of envision them going is spin-offs, right? Fallout, the Fallout universe, right? The next Fallout, potentially what, Fallout 5, right? But let's say they do spin-offs, which I think they've announced that, or pretty much confirmed there's going to be like another New Vegas type game, things like that, to kind of extend that world and grow the lore, and just give you more things. Now, they have to be very careful though, right? Because you don't want the market to be too saturated, right? I want quality Fallout games. I'd rather have 2, 3, 4 quality Fallout games than 20 spin-offs that are just boring or mobile slop or whatever. So yeah, I think they need to be very careful on how they approach that.
Yeah, and we'll talk about in our console video, but I have a theory in terms of in terms of Project Helix and what they could do from an intellectual property sense to at least generate some hype for their new console. But it sounds like, and this memo kind of confirms it, they're really, really going to rely on the intellectual property that they have. So we'll be curious. All right. And then our last piece of news for the week, and kind of goes back to the digital gaming side of things, was, and it just so happened to happen the same week, PlayStation and Xbox both went down for many hours in the past week or so. So PlayStation went down last Friday, and mostly I think it affected European customers just based on the time zone. But essentially, the PlayStation Store went down, and various digital games became completely unavailable. So if you were in the UK at that time, you were not able to play your PlayStation games. And then just a few days later, Xbox Tuesday, Wednesday of this week had major server outages, and I think it was even longer than the PlayStation outage. It took them like 12, 15 hours, I think, to completely come back online. And again, some things were like people couldn't log in. You couldn't play your digital games. Again, it goes to like the licensing thing with the store. If it can't detect your digital license, you can't play your games, right? And obviously the communities, the Reddit posts, etc., Twitter, it's all just funny that we're talking about these consoles. It's this future where physical media doesn't exist, and we're going all digital, and we could live in a world where, again, you just may not be able to play your games because whether servers are down or they take licenses away at any time. That's kind of the future we're moving towards. So it didn't affect me personally. I was at work for both the PlayStation and Xbox outage, so by the time I got home, it was completely fine. But I think on the Xbox side in particular, they came out and they're like, yeah, it was completely inexcusable, and we're going to like improve our architecture, etc. I think Sony put out a similar statement on improvements that they're making. So again, to me, it's just more like alludes to, in an all digital future, like we are beholden on these companies to have security and proper architecture, but at the same time, these platforms both existing simultaneously is a good thing for the industry because they keep each other in check. And like as these issues happen, they continue to have to improve themselves, and without any competition, I don't think that happens as much. But
Yeah, I mean, as far as
times.
as far as like the server network issues, I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Steam doesn't really ever go down. I mean, they technically go down every Tuesday for maintenance, but that's like planned maintenance for like 15, 20 minutes. So Marco, and for all you console players out there, I welcome you with open arms.
He says, "Come join the dark side."
Join the dark side.
Or is it the light side? Who's to say anymore? It's all shades of gray. But yeah, I mean, like, to your point, like, and I asked you this in the pre-shows, like, how often does Steam go down? And like, yeah, they, not so much. I was even trying to look up like how often does Steam have certain? They don't really hear about it on the Steam side. And granted, like every time Xbox and PlayStation goes down, it's like always a Amazon Web Services issue. I feel like every company that goes down, it's always an AWS issue. So ultimately, it's
typically
basically Amazon to blame.
That is typically what it is. Yeah.
Right. You know, but so that's a whole different topic. But it's just one of those things that we as gamers hopefully don't have to, but I think we could expect more of it in a world of all digital games and physical stops existing. When these things happen, you're just play a board game like I do. I turn around when my internet's down or whatever. But But yeah, that is it for the week. It's just one of those weeks where it's just
a little depressing, but hey, Marco pulled his SRI card, whatever. So
that's right.
He's having a good day. But we all us gamers, yeah, we're just gonna go into the weekends sad and depressed because of these news.
Now, what would make my weekend perfect is if I can find some of this Pal World TCG Dawn of Palpagos booster boxes just to keep it sealed.
Don't even get me started. This morning Marco bought like One Piece packs. He doesn't even have One Piece cards. He still bought One Piece. What are you doing?
I will say that the One Piece cards. I've been collecting Pokemon for a couple. I collected obviously as a kid. Just got back into it like about 2 years ago. I have not touched the One Piece card. So yeah, I did just kind of jump on the trend. But I will say One Piece, even though I never watched the show, the card stock that those cards are on, amazing. So much better than Pokemon. Oh yeah, I opened them. I got absolutely jack. I got 2 copies. My biggest hit, I got 2 of them, and they're both $5 cards.
Very nice. Very nice.
Anyway, let us know what you're ripping this weekend if you're into trading card games, but also let us know what you're playing, what you thought of the news this week. Nick and I will be playing Mistfall Hunters, either on stream or together. So we've been enjoying that, but look to hear from you guys what you've been up to. And let us know your comments and feedback on this video. I'd love to hear from our community. We respond to everyone in the comments. And as a reminder, we have a giveaway once we reach 100 subscribers. All you have to do is leave a comment on our YouTube and or our Spotify. All right, but I think that wraps up for this week. Hope you guys enjoy your weekends. Happy gaming. We'll catch you at the next one.